Okay, we're officially live. Give it a few moments for people to jump in the socials here. What's up, y'all? Swinging Bull here with PB Alerts. Got another earnings stream. WD40's reporting and AEHR. I'm interested in AEHR. I've run the wheel on them a few times and made some decent money with them. So looking forward to seeing how they react. You know, I don't currently have an open position in AEHR, so no offense to the people that do have a position with them, but I wouldn't mind a pullback here. Maybe back into the teens, 15, 16 bucks or something. I'll start aggressively selling cash secured puts on that if that happens. We'll see. They don't report till 4:05 p.m. Eastern. Same thing with WD40. Let me go to chart view here. There we go. WDFC, AEHR. All right, so for those that don't know, AEHR is in the semiconductor space. It offers test solutions for testing, burning in, and stabilizing semiconductor devices in wafer level singulated die and package part form. That's a little bit about AEHR. They're located in California. And of course, everyone knows WD-40. I'm sure everyone's used it at least once in their life. All right, there's about 50 people tuning in now. What's up, y'all? Swinging Bull back for another earnings. Mad Maverick just jumped in the Discord. How you doing, brother? Hope all is well. All right, so WD-40 and AEHR. Those are the two that I got for today. Both of them report at 4:05. AEHR is the one I'm more interested in. Forecast EPS negative 0.08. Forecast revenue 11 million. So, you know, they're not a huge revenue company, but like I said, I've traded them before in the past and made some decent money. Let's go back here. Okay, so AEHR, they were down 6% today, actually. And let's take a look here. PE ratio positive, EPS negative, trailing 12 months, 28 million floats. Yeah, that's what I remember from them. Their float wasn't really that big. It doesn't really take a lot of volume to move this. They've never done any reverse splits or anything like that. So, but they did used to be a penny stock. Then they got a lot of attention from investors for different contracts they were getting and stuff like that. And of course, just being in the AI space gives them a nice little boost as well. But let's just take a look. Income statement. Yeah, they've been losing money. So it'd be nice to see what their numbers are. They need to start profiting, that's for sure. So they definitely could use some help on the, the income statement for the net income. Debt to asset, yeah, only 15%. That's another thing I remember. Their assets compared to their debt. I mean, their debt to asset is really, really low. That's a good thing. They got 22 million in cash and equivalents as of August 29th. But I like them. If they get a negative reaction, support level number one, probably right here around 18 or 19 bucks. Probably call it 18.50. Go to TradingView. And let me take a look at something else here. Okay. Yeah, probably right around 18.50. Look at the volume profile real quick. Get rid of this. There we go. Okay. Jimmy on X, how's AEHR? Yep, still waiting. The data should drop in about one more minute. If they get a negative reaction, I'm looking for a bounce around 1850 maybe. I was saying at the beginning of the stream, I used to wheel this and make some good money. If 1850 don't hold, I'll be looking around probably 14 bucks, 13, 14 bucks. We'll see. But yeah, let me go back intraday, see if we got any movement. Okay, we are getting some movement. Initial reaction negative. Jimmy said he's got some lottos. I'm not even going to ask if they were calls or puts. But let's give this a second. Make sure this is the real move. But Jimmy, I'm glad you specifically said lottos, because that's basically what they are. You know, trading into earnings. So nothing wrong with that. Jimmy, hey man, you bought a scratch off ticket. Sometimes you win them, sometimes you don't. You know, I know the feeling. Okay, they're down 15%. That has got to be out. Let's see what it is. Let's see what investors don't like about this right now. And we'll give it a few minutes here. It's down a little over $3 a share. Okay, let me take a look. Again, I used to wheel this when they were like in the $10 range. Then they kind of rallied, you know, to the 20s. And I guess I could have started wheeling it again when it came back down here, but I remember wheeling this thing when it was I was kind of bottom feeding it on it down here. And then it had that big rally from like $7-8 all the way to like the 30s. And I was like, shit, I guess I'm gonna have to put my wheel trades on hold until this pulls back a little bit. And so I was getting a pullback right now, trading just below $20. And I got my support level. It's just from price action, really, around 18.50. That's where I'd be looking first. And then I'll probably move this up to right here. Yeah, $16 probably be the next level down. So we'll see. Right now it's trading just below 20. Let me see if I can get the data, EPS revenue and all that stuff. Okay, Jimmy. Yeah. All right, cool. So AEHR and APLD been holding since the 4s. Grats, man. Love the average there. Where's APLD at right now? Let's see. Yeah, in the 30s. Good stuff. And you could always, you know, maybe sell some covered calls on a monthly cycle or something, generate some income on those. You know, it's the way, you know, if you can strategically do the covered calls, you know, you could start pocketing some of that unrealized profit, if that makes sense. Just try and sell the covered calls around resistance if you can, or just go to the daily chart. Another easy way to look for when to sell covered call is you could probably put like the Bollinger Bands on this on the daily chart. That's what I do sometimes. So it would kind of look like this. So there's the Bollinger Bands. Turn the EMAs off. But you know, anytime the price gets to the top Bollinger Band, boom, you could be slinging some covered calls, bringing in some income on that. So just a little tip there. Maybe you already know to do that, but okay. So WD-40 and AEHR. Let's go back here. Take these Bollinger Bands back off. I don't need them. Whoops. Okay, there we go. All right, we'll go back intraday. Okay, all right, they are starting to bottom a little bit. They came down to 19.23. Starting to print a few green candles. And of course, these are only 1 minute candles, but you know, that's really all the data we have to go off of since the data just dropped. Kind of trying to make a little bit of a comeback here, kind of fish hooking up a little bit. Only had 1.3 million volume today, so it doesn't really trade on big volume generally. But let me get the EPS and revenue and see what's going on with them. Okay, let's see. Okay, so EPS came in line and they missed revenue. So, and also the revenue, I'm not trying to piss off any AEHR bulls, but the revenue is down 26% year over year. But it's looking like it's trying to stair step back up here. It's already retraced some of these fib levels back to the upside. Important one to reclaim would be this 25%. Sometimes we get, stock will sell off. If it can't at least break through that 25%, it'd probably just be a dead cat bounce and maybe go further, down. But it's already reclaimed 25%. It's right around 20 bucks a share. Okay, it's printing a red candle right now. Let's see. Candle's kind of flickering around and trading on low volume. That's usually what we see. Let me post so the forecast EPS negative 0.04, and that's what they reported. And revenue 9.88 million is what they reported. The forecast was 11.5 million, so they missed revenue, which is what I said just a little bit ago. Here, let me just show this graphic real quick. And we're going to find out when they're going to do their earnings web call as well, and if anyone wants to watch that. But here's the results. So EPS came in line. They missed revenue by 14%. There's a lot of spam on Kick. If anyone else streams on Kick, let me know if you experience the same thing. But I get like 10 spam messages a stream. I think I might just stop streaming on there and just stick with YouTube and X, and of course the Discord. Hey, what's oh look, we got quite a few staff members in the stream over here in the Discord. Porterhouse is here, Mad Maverick's here, Pookie's here, my buddy Paul C's here. Hey, Paul C, did you take that SoFi spread with me on Tuesday? Did you see what SoFi did today? Made a nice move just below 28. Let's see here. This is the 1 minute chart. Let me go 5 minute here. Yeah, look at that move SoFi did today. I think I'm up. I'll have to look. I'm up quite a bit on those spreads, though. If anyone took those SoFi spreads with me on Tuesday. What's up, Death Gun? Good to see you. Floki's here. Ghost Chicken. Okay, Posse. No worries. Yeah, and if you need any suggestions on setting that up, just shoot me a DM. I can help you. So anyways, back to AEHR. It looked like they started curling up a little bit on the 1 minute. 5 minutes still kind of looks a bit ugly. Let me go back here. And let's find out when they're going to do their earnings web call. Okay, I'm just going to go to investor relations. But it's looking like a negative reaction for AEHR. We got the remainder of after hours and, of course, pre-market to see if they can claw back and take back some of this selling. So we're just going to have to be on standby. And then, of course, they got their call, their earnings web call, which I'll let everyone know how to get there. I'll get the link. We'll find out what time it is. And then we'll look at WD-40 because that's a $200 stock. And they also got a negative reaction. They're down 16 bucks a share right now. But let's finish up with AEHR. So we got their reaction already, which was negative. Let's take a look here. Okay, investor conference. They didn't even drop a, let me go to more news maybe. Okay. Oh, wait. Nope. I don't even see their let me go press release. Nope, they didn't even drop a press release. But the data's out. Let me go to news. Yeah, it's January 6th was the last one they posted. Press release, January 6th, nothing there. Events is probably going to be the web call. Nope. Maybe it's on their homepage. I'll go there in a second. Yeah, investor conferences. Okay, let me just go back to the home page. Just do this. Newsroom. Got it. Pop up here. Okay, let me take a look. Okay. Okay, so yeah, they're not even doing their webcast. Well, this is a webcast for their annual growth conference, January 13th, 1:30 p.m. Eastern time. And so that's the webcast there. And let's see, here's the company presentation for the annual reports, shareholder information. Yeah, so they don't really have much on their investor relations page, but that's okay. We already know the EPS came in line and they missed revenue. So they are not impressing investors, but I do have to say it's not selling off terribly bad. I mean, I know it's down 10.5%, but you know, the closed regular session at 22.70. For now, it's holding above 20. So not too bad. And just like me and my buddy Jimmy were talking about earlier, I mean, I remember trading this when they were below 10. You know, I was running the wheel on it quite a few times. And Jimmy's got has shares since they were down in the 4s. I wish I was Jimmy. That'd be nice to have a $4 average and this underlying stock trading in the 20s now. That's great. I like I say, I'd be milking those covered calls if it was me, bringing in some income and a way to capture some of that unrealized profit and still have the profit there if this underlying stock remains relatively stable, you know. So that's good. So let's go to WD40, right? Let's take a look. Let's take a look here. And I'm just reading this other report here on AEHR. Okay, so their earnings web call. I just found the info here for AEHR. So it's today, of course, 5 p.m. Eastern is when they're going to do their call. Okay. See how big this link is. Yeah, it's kind of a big link. But let me just show everyone. So let me just post this shorter link here. I'll put this in the comments. This is how you're going to get the info for the earnings web call. I'll put that on my screen. I'll post it in Discord. That's the link for AEHR Investor Relations. And then when you get there, just click. I'm on the home page when you get there right now, so you can read the company profile and stuff if you want. But just scroll down to this news article from December 30th, and it's a press release basically about today. And when you click on there, it'll take you right here. And this is the info you need to get into the call. Okay, so to access the live webcast, then you just visit the investor relations section right here. But it gives the time, and if you just want to hear the audio, it gives the phone number. You can just dial into it if you want to just get the audio part of it. And yeah, that's at 5 p.m. Eastern. So in about another 40 minutes is when that's going down. But now let's look at WD40. That's obviously the bigger of the two stocks, was trading in the 200s. Now it's below it. But I'll keep AEHR on the right with the fibs here. It's trading just above that $20 level. So that'd probably be my S1 on the shorter term looking view on AEHR, $20 a share. And support level number 2 is just going to be after hours low, really, right? So this is a 1 hour chart on WD40. They also got a negative reaction. They closed the regular session at $203.50. They were up a little over 2% on the day, and now they're sitting in after hours. Gave back the gains from today, and they're down 7.8% in after hours right now. Let's see what this one looks like. Okay, so yeah, this is what I was saying before when I was talking about AEHR. You draw this fib on there. It's good for earnings reactions because then we can see some of the levels mathematically that would be good for them to reclaim. And that 25%, I'm telling you, we always see that level get tested, either breaks through or rejects there a lot of times. And you can see it came up to there right after the selling kind of ended or slowed down, and it hit its head right there at 25%. And now it's coming back down to test after hours low again. So it's always good to look out for those 25% bounces. And if it breaks through, I take more of a chance that it's not going to be a dead cat bounce, and should maybe start, have a better chance at reclaiming some of these levels back to the upside, really. Let me go back here on Discord. Yeah, Pookie says 90% of the time. Absolutely. My mathematician or mathematical people out there know what I'm saying. So yeah, let's get the data on WD-40. They also had a negative reaction. They're actually at the support I was probably going to give out. That's where they're at right now. Pretty obvious to see it on the daily chart here, right there. So, the next level down, I'd probably be looking at, get rid of this indicator there. And yeah, probably 170, right where this volume shelf sticking out right there. Probably be the next level down. It's like 185 and then around 170. I like to keep my levels whole numbers, and I like to line up my levels also. If the stock has an options chain, I like lining my levels up with the strike prices of the option chain, because that's a good thing. But let's go back here, WD-40, and go back intraday. Let's look. So, oh wow, look at that bigger time frame level. It just lines up right there on the intraday, right where it bounced. So that's where it's trading at, right above 185. Let's see if I got some EPS, revenue, any guidance, and all that good stuff. Let's take a look. Okay, so WD-40 double miss. They missed EPS and they missed revenue. I'll post this in the comments for everybody. And post it in the Discord as well. There you go. I'll put this on the bottom of my screen for a little bit. So they missed both. They missed EPS and missed revenue. Their net income came in at 17.5 million. Gross margin did improve to 56.2%, which was driven by growth in direct markets and strong performance of WD-40 specialists in e-commerce sales. But they did not meet forecasts. They missed EPS and missed revenue. And we were talking about the forecasts earlier. So the EPS forecast was $1.36, and they reported $1.28. And then they reported 154.4 million in revenue, and they missed on that as well. And interesting fact, though, the last 12 earnings for WD-40, 9 of them they did beat, and the 3 others they did not. So they do have a historical or a history of beating their earnings 75% of the time. But this is going to be another notch on the miss, the miss side, right? So I'm going to go back intraday on AEHR. It still looks like it's still trying to claw back a little bit. That's good for the AEHR bulls. Let's take a look. Actually, I'll draw this from bottom to top. Okay, so it's retraced about 50% of that sell move. It's retraced 50%, so that's good. It's back to almost 21 bucks. So it's not all doom and gloom, and not financial advice. But if I was currently holding AEHR and going into the earnings, I probably would have put a collar on it. Sell a covered call, then use the premium on that covered call to purchase a naked put option, which will fully hedge your downside at the strike price through intrinsic value alone, right there. Or if you didn't want to hedge that much, what you could do is you could sell a covered call for the downside, a little bit of downside protection, and then that would be if you got like shares at a very low price. But another way to kind of work that, if you wanted, like if you were bullish on the earnings, of course they got a bearish move here. They are starting to climb back a little bit. But let's just say a situation you were bullish, but you still wanted a downside hedge, just in case, to maybe cover some of the downside. Then what you would do is sell a covered call to hedge a little bit of the downside and help reduce your technical cost basis on the shares. And then you could take that premium and buy a naked call, to where if there's a positive reaction, you can benefit on that while still putting somewhat of a hedge in place. So there's a couple of different ways you can manage it. So yeah, that's kind of the type of stuff I teach over here in the Discord in my coaching group. Kind of how to protect yourself going through earnings announcements and different catalysts. And maybe you have a position you've had for a long time and you've got some great profit on the table, but it's a long-term holding, and you don't want to sell it and realize the profit. And you're like, hey, how do I protect that? How do I protect that? There's a lot of creative ways you can protect it, and it's not just spending extra money and buying a naked put. That's not the only way to hedge. There's ways that you can utilize instruments in the market to help pay for the cost of the hedge, and then the hedge won't cost you anything. So it's really cool things that can be done and creative things. WD-40 sitting right at around 184. So still looking for a bottom. And they double missed. AEHR, EPS came in line, but they missed revenue. So both stocks getting a negative reaction. Let's find out when WD-40 is going to do their earnings web call. And then I want to look at the profit section of our Discord to wrap up the stream and see how much profit everyone's been making lately. That'll be fun to do. This is the last earnings stream of the week. We got about 700 people tuning in right now. Good to see everyone. All right, WD-40 Investor Relations. Let's pull it up. Let's see what we got here. All right, their website's a lot more organized than AEHR's website was, but that's okay. So it is here, 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is 5 p.m. Eastern. So in about 30 minutes. And here's a little hyperlink right here. You just click on that. They might have you fill out a little, form, name and email or something. So that's okay. You're not going to get spammed or anything. And let me put this link in the Discord if anyone wants to attend WD-40's earnings web call. There's a link for you right there. I'll put that link on the bottom of my screen over here on the socials as well, if anyone wants to screenshot that. And yeah, so it's at 5 p.m. Eastern, okay? That's great. Just read a little bit about the company. So why invest? 27% return on invested capital, 7% maintenance products, 10-year sales CAGR, 700 global employees, sales per employee, 870,000. Okay, just a little bit about the company that I might have not knew before. So good stuff. So we got our reactions. We got the results. WD-40 double miss. AEHR EPS came in line and they missed revenue. We talked about some creative ways that you can potentially hedge yourself if you had positions. I know it's always easy in hindsight, but moving forward, some of the things I talked about when it comes to hedging, maybe some of you out there can implement some of those strategies to help protect yourself in the future. All right, so let me, it's been about 30 minutes. Let's see here. Let's check out the profit section in the Discord. I want to take a look. Let's see here. Okay, so this is the profit section. So this is from this afternoon. Okay. Baron XO, shout out to Baron. I'll give some shout out to some members. Up just about 3% on your account already to start off the new year. It's only been 8 calendar days. So grats to Baron. That's on, I'm assuming, your whole portfolio there. So that's great. Pookie got a nice 9% day. Give him some emojis. Shout out to Pookie. Mad Maverick banking a $1,200 profit there. Give him some emojis. Got another breakdown from Pookie. Looks like he had a $100 account, took it to 419.93 from December 15th. So yeah, it's only like 3 weeks. Congrats again, Pookie. Here's one of our members. This was from earlier today. Almost a perfect day. Looks like he took 12 trades and won 11 of them. That's fantastic. Shout out to Flame, one of our free members. Of course, my buddy Death Gun is always active in the chats and trading. Shout out to my buddy Death Gun. My buddy Tick Breezy, one of the premium members. Ticker symbol VWAV, up 44% on that March 20th call option. 1250 strike. Taking half off. So basically trimming the position, taking profit. I love it. Shout out to my brother Tick Breezy. Gabrius 3Ds. It's been in the free section for a while and taking full advantage of it. This looks like a good overall day here. Made some good money on a PLTR call. Lost a little bit of money on a SPY put, but that PLTR call more than made up for it, and overall profitable there. Pookie again, 86 bucks net realized profit, less than a month from $100, only using $100. My buddy Flame again, racking in some more profit. This guy's on fire. Goes with the name, right? RX Gaming, I've chatted with him a few times. His account's up 10% already this year. Congrats, RX Gaming. Flame again. Flame is on fire. I'll give him some more emojis. Paul C, MSTR put option day trade, which was posted by our other coach, Mad Maverick. Entry was 160.75. Exit was 158.50. Again, this was a put trade. It's a 30% profit. That's great. Shout out to Jahari. This was just from a few days ago. 33% gain on that trade. My buddy Davram, he's actually in my coaching group. I've had a couple one-on-one sessions with him, and he's in the contract writing game now, which is what I do to make money. I've been doing that for years. I'm a contract writer. That's all I do, really. And he's off to a fantastic start to his contract writing account. I've been working with him hand in hand. And a great start to 2026 term. Congrats on the 156 bucks there. But yeah, I just wanted to give everyone a peek under the hood. The members making money. We're over here having fun. So if you're looking for a new home, come check us out. My name's TheSwingingBull. Tag me in the Discord, and I'll come chat with you. We can chat for a little bit, but there's some links in the description. You can actually join for free. It doesn't even cost money. Just join the free section. I just showed you all those free people, the free members making money, because we give out, we live trade with them as well. And of course, the premium members get a ton more. But, if you just want to get your feet wet, try the free section, you go from there. Also, something else that's free. If you want 4 high probability trade setups sent to your inbox every morning at 9 a.m., check that very first link in the description. It's free. It doesn't cost anything. We've been getting some good feedback on that. But yeah, that's really all I got for today. It was good seeing everyone. We got a nice little group here in the Discord. Got over 700 people tuning in on the socials. If anyone ever needs anything, just shoot me a message. If you like the content, follow me on X. My handle's right there at the bottom of the screen, SwingingBull_1. I post a lot of content on there as well, and a lot of trade ideas. I try and put at least one trade idea a week on my X account. So definitely go check it out. And if you end up joining the Discord, I look forward to meeting you as well. Well, other than that, I hope everyone enjoyed. I hope everyone has a fantastic night. And until next time, I'll see everyone in the very next stream. Cheers.